Now this video is going to be absolutely huge for you. By far the very most important video on this entire website. Because here I'm going to show you what I do, how I do it, and more importantly how you can do the exact same right out of the starting gate. And I don't care what kind of talents you have or don't have, what kind of skills you have or the skills you may lack. I don't care what you bring to the table or don't bring to the table, where you've tried it, maybe you've failed, or where you've succeeded, the kind of frustration and the years of trial and error you've gone through. I don't care how much money you've made or how much money you've lost. I want you to throw it all out the window, because right here it really is a completely level playing field. I mean, I'm just an average guy. I don't have any special Jedi marketing tactics. In fact, I spend just maybe 5 to 10 minutes a day on marketing my business to get the kind of leads that I do on a consistent basis. And that's because, we've all heard the old adage, it's not in what you know, but it's in who you know. And that's so very true when it comes to marketing and it comes to this industry. And the reason I can generate all this traffic with just a few minutes a day is because I have great relationships, I have great partners, great contacts, and great resources of people who know what they're doing, driving all this traffic for me, that because it's specifically what they do, they get me far better rates than what you and I could get, and it saves me time in the process. So now I have complete time and financial freedom. And just before I get into this and the 3 things that I do to generate the leads that I do, I want to make sure, I'm not going to harp on this, but I want to make sure we're on the same page. I've mentioned it a couple other times, but I want to make sure we understand that a system can completely automate the selling process. I mean, you look at all these major corporate Fortune 500 companies and all the way down to these small mom and pop shops where people are losing their jobs because these companies are eliminating their overhead. Less payroll, but yet they're going to an internet model where the internet can work 24/7 around the clock for them, doing the selling and the presenting, and people can buy their products and services right then and there on their website. It's a beautiful process, it's a beautiful system, and we're doing the exact same thing here in this industry. And I've been doing this for about 4 or 5 years with a completely automated sales process, and it's made me more money than I ever thought I'd make in my entire life over the last couple of years. So, just before I get into what the topic of this video is going to be, the Traffic 101, I want to, 101, I want to make sure that we are on the same page and we understand how this works, okay? So I've got these marketing partners out there driving all this traffic to my capture page, where you've got a name and your email address, and this is exactly how it's going to work for you, so make sure you pay attention. You're going to have this capture page, maybe it has a video up here, and then it has an opt-in form. And then it spits people out into the tour site, where it might have 3 or 4 pages or 5 pages on this site, and then it sends them over to an order form, okay? So let's say my capture pages will convert anywhere from 40 to 70%. That means if I have 100 people going to my capture page, then I'm going to have anywhere from 40 to 70 people going to the sales presentation. But let's use something right in the middle, an easy number to crunch, we'll say 50%. So let's say these marketing partners, let's say on any given day, they're sending 100 people to my capture page. When I get a 50% conversion, that means I'm getting 50 people out of 100, half of them, to go over and see my sales presentation. Now a typical sales page will convert anywhere from 4 to 7%, so let's use 5% as an example, just somewhere again in the middle, an easy number to crunch. Out of 50 people, 10% would be 5, so 5% would be 2.5. We'll just call that 3 sales. And with something like Empower Network, where let's say the average is about $200 per sale, that means I could expect from 100 leads about $600. That's just giving you an example, okay? Now this is going to be the exact same system that you're set up with. Your system is going to convert exactly how it does for me. Alright, and this is all automatically set up. It's ready, waiting for you to get plugged in. You fill out one quick form, and you're ready to go. The only variable then is how much traffic do you want. Everything else is completely automated. The follow-up with the autoresponder series, the sales page, everything's automated except for the traffic. So let's get into that. And the cool thing about traffic is when you know your numbers, when you know your capture page converts at 50%, your sales page converts at roughly 5%, then you know that when you get 100 leads, however much traffic you get, you know exactly what the end result is going to be. So that's a really cool thing. And then it just comes down to how much money do you want to make? Well, it comes down to how much traffic do you want. And I know that that's one of the big problems for people is how do I get traffic? How do I generate leads? It's always been one of the biggest problems for people. I'm going to show you how simple it is and how I'm not really doing anything, yet I'm making all this crazy money, okay? Now the first one First method is direct mail. Now, I know I just said that most people are going to an internet model, and what we do is internet-based. However, I do still do some direct mail advertising with postcards. This is a 100% hands-free, we're going to abbreviate that HF, 100% hands-free marketing method. And the cool thing is, again, I've got a great relationship with a mail house, a fulfillment house down in Florida. I create the direct mail campaigns, and then everything else is hands-free. It's completely hands-free for you. You just determine how many you want to go out, and you can go anywhere from 500 to 5,000 at a time. So you determine what your budget is and how many you want to go out on a weekly basis, monthly basis, and it's entirely up to you. That's one option that you have. Okay. Now your second option of what I do is called cost per click. Essentially, you're paying for someone to visit your capture page, and these typically run about 99 cents per lead, or I'm sorry, per visitor. Okay, so these packages range anywhere from $100 up to $2,000. Again, you determine your budget. What can you afford? $100 is going to get you essentially 100 visitors to your website, and again, when you know your capture page that you have converted about 50%, then that means you're going to get 50 leads. Okay, and I gave you that example of 100 visitors, 50 leads, equated to about 2 to 3 sales with that example I gave you. So it's a really cool thing. And again, you just determine how much traffic do you want. What can you afford? $100, $2,000? Do you want 100 leads, 2,000 leads? Start as small as you need to, or as big as you want, as big as you can afford. And then if you do start small, scale up as you can. Okay. So it's a really cool concept, and again, this is because of the relationships that I have. I have a great company that essentially will drive as much traffic as I need on a regular basis, and will do the exact same thing for my team. So you'll be able to instantly plug in. As soon as you're on board in the back office, you'll have instant access to my direct mail campaigns. You'll have instant access to my cost per click broker, who will be able to turn the floodgates on like that, and then you determine how much you can afford. How much traffic do you want, and you just go from there. It's that simple. Okay? So again, this is 100% hands-free. All you do is figure out what you want, how much traffic you want, and you go from there. Now the third one is what I call my 60-second strategy. I'll fill you in on this again, or I'll fill you in on this in just a moment. Strategy. I can't talk and write at the same time. I'm a guy. But my 60-second strategy, this is what I used back in 2007 to get me into success. I pulled in over $12,000 in my first 30 days of figuring out this strategy, of realizing, hey, I need a system that works. I had a system that worked, and then I found this one strategy, brought me in over $12,000 in my first 30 days, got me to my first six-figure month by my 5th month, May 2007. It was this strategy here. It works very well to this day. In fact, this is probably close to 70% of what I do. Okay. So what I'm going to do at this point is I did a video a few days ago specifically dedicated to this strategy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to transition over to that video, all right? And I'll walk you through it. I'll give you a really great resource in that. And then I've got some other great resources that I save for the inside for my team, so that way we don't have to worry about saturation. But once you're on board, you're going to have plenty of strategies inside, or plenty of methods and places to go to inside of the 60-second strategy. So this is probably one of my favorites, but again, these are completely 100% automated, these two right here. This one is about 95% automated, okay? So this is one of my favorite strategies. Let's go over to that video right now. And I hope you understand, though, that it's all in having relationships. And once you're on board, you instantly have these relationships that I have. So we're going to go over to that video that will explain this and give you a killer resource. We'll see you after that video is done.
Now, what I want to get to here is just the meat of this, and I'm going to keep it quick because it's simple. There's no complication to it, and it's 70% responsible. It's 70% of what I do, which is therefore about 70% responsible for all of my income. It's nothing technical. You don't need to understand marketing. You don't need to understand business. You don't need to have a big list. You don't need to. You really don't need anything except a computer and internet access, which you obviously have since you're seeing this now. And the only other thing you need to be able to do is copy and paste, and that's the simplest basic computer task that there is. And if you don't know how, I'll gladly show you. It'll take you 2.5 seconds to learn how to do that. But 70% of what I do to this day is something as simple as what's called a solo ad. Now, Maybe you know what a solo ad is, maybe you don't, maybe you've tried them before, maybe you haven't, maybe you've had success with them before, maybe you haven't, but a solo ad is simply magical. It's the quickest way, it's the easiest way to build your list, to make sales basically overnight. It's such a cool, simple process, and they're simply magical. There's no other way to put it. Now, what a solo ad is, let me give you an example here, okay? I've got a good sized list, and so what I could do, I don't do this, but if I wanted to, I could rent my list to you and say, okay, for $100, I'll give you 500 guaranteed clicks. That's just an example, okay? And those, what I would do is, since it's my list, they know me, they know my name, I have rapport with them, they have loyalty with me, and so they trust me. And so what I would do is I would typically write an ad for you that's kind of based around you, endorsing you. I would send out your ad. It has your link in it. All the people who click this link go to your capture page. Your capture page captures that lead, and then that lead then becomes yours, and your sales funnel goes to work on those leads. So it's a really cool process. And if you notice, the only thing you're doing is paying me $100 for that ad. Or let's say I gave you 100 clicks and charged you $35 or $40. All you're doing is giving me $35 or $40. I'm doing the work for you. You're getting the leads. Is that simple enough? And if someone asks you to provide the ad for them, to them, then I've got $1 million swipe file. It's kind of what I called it, my $1 million swipe file, because this file's made me millions of dollars with these ads, where you just simply copy and paste. That's where the copy and paste comes into play. You copy and paste one of my top ads, send it to them, put your link in place of mine, they send out that ad, you're good to go. And the cool thing is, like I said, it's guaranteed clicks with a lot of these solo ads. And when you're getting a guaranteed click, you know exactly what you're getting into, okay? So it's not just out there posting some pay-per-click stuff and hoping for good results. You're getting guaranteed clicks. They're going to send this ad out until you get those clicks, and they all track it very, very, very exclusively, so that way you know that you're getting these results. So it's really cool stuff. So let me give you this one source I was talking about here. It's called soloaddirectory.com. This is owned by a guy named Reed Florin, and he says at the top, I've spent tens of thousands of dollars testing various solo ad sellers to see who consistently provides the best opt-in rates for your dollar. The sellers listed below are my top recommendations, and then you'll be able to see my review, which shows how their service converted for me, how much I paid, and how much I ended up paying per lead. I will be unbiased in my... Okay, so he just goes on and talks about that. Now, he summarizes what's a solo ad. So in 2 sentences, basically what I said, a solo ad allows you to buy a mailing to another marketer's list. They promote your offer in exchange for your upfront payment. So again, the publisher is doing the work for you. You're just paying a few bucks. And so again, that's where it comes to releasing or removing the resistance. Okay, removing that resistance to spend some money, knowing that when you're getting guaranteed clicks, spending money on them, when you have something that converts, you're using that money to make you a lot more money. So when it comes to solo ads, if you've tried them before and they haven't worked, then that means you probably haven't had a good source. You haven't had good avenues. You've had something that's maybe been ultra saturated, something that's been played out, something that just didn't work. And so when you have good sources, which is what I'm going to give you, I'm going to steer you in a great direction so we both succeed. When you have great sources, then you're going to get great results. When you get great results, you make money, and you put that money back into your business, and you just grow it bigger and bigger. So remove that resistance. Know that I'm going to steer you in a great direction, and you're going to be doing very well with the things that I give you, okay? So at the very bottom of this, Reed gives you probably about 30 or so recommendations, and I just want to click on one, give you an example. We'll click on Natalia here. And when you scroll down, you can see 100 unique clicks for $60, 500 clicks for $220. So all you would do is simply click the Order Now button. It should take you to a payment page. A lot of these people use PayPal, which is fine. It protects both buyer and seller. And then you just fill out the form, and you're good to go. That's all you do. You submit, you pay that $60, you get 100 unique clicks. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to give you a real-life example on this, on what could happen, okay, what could potentially happen. But before I do that, I want to show you what his review looks like, okay? So you just click on review, and it's going to bring up, it'll say, I bought a solo ad from Natalia for 250 clicks at $80 or 32 cents a click. Here's my receipt. And it says, here were his results. She sent 267 clicks, 17 extra, and I got 96 new subscribers. So it was a very responsive list for a 36% conversion rate or a cost per subscriber of 83 cents. Now, that's huge, okay? That's very, very cool. I'm going to show you an example, a real-life example here in just a moment, but there's 30 different ones you can go through, and I've got probably 300, 400, 500 different great sources, new ones coming every week that I'm going to give you access to. And there's no need to get overwhelmed. What you would do is just start at the top, do one or two a week, however many you can afford, and then just go down. Okay, I've got enough that would last you for a year or two. And then these publishers are constantly building their list. They're getting new subscribers on a regular basis. In fact, one publisher that I use is getting over 20,000 new subscribers every month to their database. So if I go back 2 or 3 months later, they've got a brand new subscriber base that I can go to, and I can use that same source again. So that's what's cool. There's never going to be saturation. I've always got new sources, and these sources are always refreshing their database. They're always out there marketing, because this is what they do. They rent their list, so they're always out there getting new subscribers. And because this is what they do, they need you to do well, so that way you recommend them, that way you come back for repeat business. So it's kind of, it's really one of those things where we all want each other to succeed with this, so it's really cool. Now what I want to do is give you an example here, and I want to, let me grab my tablet here, my pen, and let's go with black. What I want to do is just draw out 2 boxes here, and this first one is going to be your capture page. Capture. And then this one is going to be your sales page, okay? So let me give you a real life example. Let's say for, I think it was $60 on Natalia's list. Let's say for $60 you bought 100 clicks, okay? 100 clicks. Now let's say, so Reed, when he tested it, he got a 36% conversion. For easy, simple math, let's go with 40%. Okay, I've got capture pages that convert anywhere from 50 to 70%. And when you're using my system, you're always going to have the best thing that I've got. So going with 40% is pretty conservative. Let's say you get a 40% opt-in rate. Okay, you've got your capture page here. It has your headline. It has maybe a video, and then a simple opt-in form. Let's say you get 40%, which would mean you've got 40 new leads, 40 subscribers, all for $60. Okay. Now let's say your sales page on average converts anywhere from 4 to 7%. Just for an example. Okay. Let's go with 5%. Let's say your sales page converts at 5%, and each one of these sales, let's see, 10% would be 4, so that means you're going to be spitting out 2 sales, and each one of these sales, let's say, remember with Empower Network, you've got 25, you've got 100, you've got 500, you've got 997. So let's say each sale averages, just for simple math, we'll say each sale averages $250 times 2 sales, right? At an average of $250 per sale is going to put $500 in your pocket, all for a $60 spend, for a profit of, what would that be? Profit would be $440 profit. Then what do? Take that money. Let me get my other computer back on here for light. It kind of lights up my face so you can see me better. So then what you would do is take that $440 and you would go back and you would maybe go back to Natalia, and since you got great results from her, maybe you would go back and you would buy 500 clicks this time, and you would buy another one. Maybe let's say that one cost you, I think, what was it, like $220, I think. So now you have $220 left. You go buy another 500 clicks for someone for $200. Okay, put it back in. Now you've got 1,000 clicks. Those 1,000 clicks at 40% is now going to give you 400 leads, which would be at 5%, would be what, 20 sales? So now you've got 20 sales with an average of maybe $250, and it just grows exponentially from there. And so that's how I had my massive success. Overnight, I got these opt-ins, I got these leads. My system worked, it converted, and I ended up making like $1,000 in my first 3 days. I put that $1,000 back in, made $12,000 my first month, and it just grows so fast. And these are real life examples, okay, of what could happen for you. So that's the power of solo ads. It's so simple. The secret is in having good sources. If you have good avenues and you have good ads that are going out, and you have a good capture page that works and converts, which we have, you have a sales funnel that works and converts, which we have and you're about to have, then that's the equation. I mean, what else is there? You don't need anything else. You got your capture page, you got your sales page, and you now know that you can get as many leads as you want It just comes down to a budget thing. How much can you afford? Can you afford a $40, $50, $60 solo ad? And I know anybody can. It's just a matter of removing that resistance. Don't be afraid to spend money on advertising in your business. That's what is going to get you to the next level. Spend that 60 to $100. Get that solo ad out there. Whatever you make from it, and if you can afford a couple solo ads to fill the pipeline, maybe you can put a couple $100, $300 into solo ads. Do it, because the more you do is the more leads you're going to get. And when you have guaranteed clicks and you know your capture page works, then you know you're going to be successful with it. And so that's the power in solo ads. That is, if I'm putting everything on the table, I'm laying all my cards out face up, 70% of what I do. And I just gave you one of my favorite sources there. Okay, I've got several that I like, probably even just a little more than that one, and those are the ones that I'm saving for the inside that you'll have full access to. I've got new ones that I'm bringing to the table all the time. In fact, let me show you something. One last little thing here. Okay, I want to show you a solo ad I just bought and show you, just kind of give you an example here. Okay, I just bought a solo ad, 4,000 clicks. And I paid $19.97 for it. Okay, now that's right. That's almost $2,000. But here's what's cool. I mean, look at whoa, zoom in. Look at this example here. Okay. Actually, let me grab my little box. We'll make it prettier here. Okay. Let me show you, just kind of get you excited here and paint this picture for you here. So let's say this converts at 40%. Actually, you know what? We're going to go all out. We're going to say it converts at 50%. Okay, 50% capture page. Sales funnel converts at 5%. I got my opt-in form. 4,000 clicks to my capture page. 50% is going to give me 2,000 leads, basically overnight. Within probably 24, 48 hours or so, I'm going to have close to those 2,000 opt-ins, those 2,000 leads in my funnel. And then at 5%, let's see, 10% would be 200 sales, 500% would be 100 sales. And I can expect those probably within a week or two coming in. 100 sales, averaging $250 per sale, is going to put what? $25,000 in my pocket with this example, okay? All for a $2,000 spend. So that's essentially how I can turn $2,000 into $2,500 in a matter of, $25,000. That's not very impressive. $25,000, okay, in a matter of days. Now that's a pretty good return on investment. That's a pretty quick turnaround. That's the secret. That's how people in this industry are so successful, okay? Those who have money make more money, make lots of money by being able to do this. But that's the cool thing for you, is it's all scalable. Start as small as you need to. I don't care if you've got $20, okay? Don't be down and out. Buy your first solo ad, get leads, make this thing happen for you. Don't get discouraged. Don't give up. I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you the sources you need. And it's really as simple as this, okay? I've laid it all out. I can't make it any easier than this.
All right, now I want to bring this video to a close, and I want to leave you with one final question. I want to ask you, is this something that you can do? All right, I've shown you how simple it is, how easy it is. You know the system works.